Hiya guys, and welcome to A Soul's Experience, a channel dedicated to helping the human race remember who we really are. Now we need a little chat, because spirituality's all gone a bit serious, hasn't it? With all these rules and regulations, you can't eat this, you can't do that, you know, like since when, like spirituality is supposed to be the most freeing state of being, where you know you are the everything with no judgment. So if there's no judgment and free in spirituality, then why does it come with so many conditions and judgments from others? I've come to a conclusion on my journey, because we're our hardest critics, aren't we? We are. We have this ideal vision of how we want our life to look and how we want to be, as if we can wake up in the morning and just the fact that we are breathing is supposed to be enough to fill us with bliss, and to not need anything, to not want anything, to not want to have anything. All of this story that's been told to you, that's a lie. You know, actually, I'm going to rephrase that, because I don't think it was a lie. I think it was a misconception. I think the old stories of the people living minimalistic, bare minimum. In fact, if you want to go really back to the true teachings of spirituality from East Asia and the monkhood and things like this, then they tell you don't even have a cat, don't even have a pet, because you get a cat and now you need to feed the cat. So you have to go to the market to get the cat food. You bump into someone, you make a friend. Now you have a cat and a friend in your life. And then that friend becomes your wife. And now you have a wife, you have children. And then you find out you've actually got no time for meditation, because now you've got a pet, a wife, a family, all because you've got a cat in the first place. This is how the story goes, right? They want you to believe that actually you'd be happier to be sat in a hut in the woods on your own for the rest of your life with just God. Now, to me, if that's what spirituality is, I don't want any part of it, because that sounds so unfulfilling. Okay? So unfulfilling to just be in a presence of peace forever. Because sitting there forever in a sense of peace will not bring about a sense of peace. It won't. Especially not when you've reincarnated and put loads of effort into planning a life with your soul family and your guards and your guardians. You've put all this effort in, you've gone in front of the great creator and said, listen, I've got this plan for life, I'm going to go down there, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, I'm going to do this. You know, and then you come to earth, you forget about your whole entire plan, about the joy and the love that you wanted to share, and you think, oh, you know, you have your spiritual awakening. Oh, am I supposed to just give everything up now? Am I supposed to just go without all the things I used to enjoy? Am I supposed to become a monk, become a robot and just sit there because I must have been doing life wrong the whole time? But you haven't, okay? When you wake up to the fact that you're an eternal being, it's supposed to add to your life, not retract, right? Now, there might be some things that you realise are not in alignment with who you truly are. For me personally, it was alcohol was the biggest thing I found. I'm naturally a very, very compassionate, empathetic person. If someone's hurting in a room, I feel it. I want to make sure they're okay. I want to make sure I can help. The last thing I want to do is worsen the situation, make a situation bad, because I have compassion for others. And when I used to drink alcohol, that compassion, that empathy that I used to feel for others would completely disappear. I would become selfish. I would even make a joke at someone else's expense because I was under the influence of alcohol. It removed the empathy and the compassion from who I was. Now, it doesn't do that to everybody, but I noticed that as a big, big red flag. If something is taking me away from my true nature of who I'm being, then that is something that needs to be removed if I want to walk in true alignment. But just because I'm taking something away like alcohol, what that done is it added so much more to my life, because I didn't realise that I couldn't enjoy an experience without having alcohol there. So if I went to go, it's a beautiful hot sunny day today, if I had a barbecue, I'd need alcohol there. Went to a party, I'd need alcohol to enjoy myself. Weddings, any family occasion, get-togethers, anything that involved a big group of people, I'd be anxious, so I'd need alcohol to get in that state of I just don't care. And I think it wasn't anxiety I was feeling, it was just an overload of empathy. When you're an empath and you can be in a room with 20 people and you're picking up on stresses and strains and joys and happinesses of all 20 people, and you've got your own stuff going on in your own life you need to deal with, it can be overwhelming, especially when you're not aware of what's going on. But having a spiritual awakening is supposed to add to your life, not take away. So that, like I said, there might be some things that you were like, actually, that is out of character for me, I'm not going to do that. But by doing that, I've found now 20 other things that I didn't know existed before that I can enjoy in alignment with who I truly am. And it's not about not enjoying yourself. It's not about trying to be Mr. Perfect. I really, really, really want to get the message to everybody today who feels like they're not walking their path. Your path was already written in the stars when you were born. Your birthday, your death day, and the massive milestones in between. We have free will. So if we want to learn how to ride a bike, we want to learn how to skateboard, how to play an instrument, we want to learn how to do whatever we want to do, whatever tickles our fancy, we have free will to go and explore them investigations, go and explore them curiosities. That's what creates. That is exactly what creates art, music, dance, training an animal, dog training. Who thought of that? Who thought about getting a wild animal and trying to tell it to sit down? All these comes from free will, right? All the bad decisions we make come from free will as well. But them bad decisions, believe it or not, were written in the stars ahead of time. Also, every other decision that you haven't made, a parallel universe is created to see what would happen if you had made that decision. So even when you make a good decision in your life, there is a version of you that still made that bad decision because the creator wants to see what would happen if you made the bad decision. Because it's all experience. Humans label things good and bad. We do. And we label it to our own preference. And I was having this conversation this morning. I love the heat. I love it, I love it, I love it, I love it. I live in the UK and I want to move to a hot country. My wife hates the heat. She loves the cold. She loves, having a hot chocolate and snuggling up warm in front of a movie. I love, she does love going out and being outdoors as well, but she gets very, very overheated in the heat. Her body doesn't cope well with it, where I think I'm quite a warm-blooded creature in the sense of one of my granddads, he had Spanish. They originate from Spain, so that we have naturally quite darker skin, and we love the heat. We love being down the beach in the sea and all of that palaver. So how can you say that the weather is bad or the sun is bad? To her the sun is bad, to me the sun is good. But who's right and who's wrong? Now you can say, yeah, but the sun's not going out there causing wars. No, but it is causing malignant melanoma in people, and it is causing heat stroke in people, and people have died because of the sun, and droughts and hunger because they can't grow their crops. Yet there are still people sitting on the beach going, I absolutely love this sun. This sun is amazing. I wish it would never go away. There's people out in the desert going, I wish this sun would just disappear, and I wish it would rain because they love the rain because it means that their drought is over. Okay? So everything is perspective and what you put judgment onto, what you like specifically. So we can't judge the whole world by our own perspective because it's coming from an egoic perspective, okay? So if someone wants to go, when I quit drinking alcohol, I say, pissheads, how comes you can't quit? Blah, look at you, drinking a glass of red wine every night and you need to relax with your wine, you're an alcoholic, and if I had to quit drinking, everyone had to quit drinking, right? But that's not how life works, people. Of course there's people that can handle their alcohol. Should it be completely banned from the planet? Would have made my life easier as an alcoholic, but it won't make a lot of people's lives easier who do work a 10-hour job and do enjoy a glass of scotch or a glass of wine. And even as an alcoholic who alcohol killed my mum when I was 14, I still have to sit here and not judge alcohol if I want to be free from the matrix. Okay? Alcohol destroyed my family, put me in care. I ended up in children's homes around London. It led me to addiction. I ended up homeless and in prison because of my addiction. My whole adult life up until the age of 35 was destroyed by alcohol. And I hated it for so many years. Yet now I can sit here and honestly tell you, I don't even think about it. If I hate it, I'm giving it power, I'm giving it energy. I don't even think about it. It is not part of my awareness anymore. So if there's something you really hate about someone else or about yourself, stop hating it, because you're giving it energy. You know, go with the flow and it will work itself out. If it's meant to be in your life, it will be in your life for a reason, for a lesson. If it's not meant to be, it will let it go. When I stopped hating alcohol, it went out of my life. I was hating it and drinking it. I hate you, you ruined my life. I need to drink to get rid of this feeling. I hate you, alcohol. You know, it made no sense. I'm drinking it and hating it. Why don't I just stop hating it? Okay, I learned some great lessons from it. In fact, I gave it gratitude. Thank you for teaching me what I don't want in life. Thank you for teaching me that when I drink, I'm a nasty person and I lose relationships, I lose people who I love. Thank you for teaching me that. You have been a great teacher. Now I am 11 months sober because I just said thank you to it. I don't hate you anymore. I don't love you anymore. I don't anything you anymore. I just appreciate the fact that now I've learnt my lesson and you taught me that lesson. Thank you. I'm moving on. You were a great teacher, but I have now graduated from your lessons. I don't need you anymore. I don't need to hate you. I don't need to love you. I don't need you. Okay? And we can do this with ourselves. We can. If you're on your spiritual journey and you're like, oh, I'm still drinking loads of coffee. I'm not drinking enough water. I'm not eating properly. My diet's all over the place. I'm not meditating. I'm not sleeping. I'm not exercising. Do you know what? That's okay. Because what you're trying to do is now say that isn't perfect. And by saying that your life isn't perfect the way it is right now, I'm not saying it can't change in the future, because we all have the chance to progress when we are ready. Because that's what souls do, they learn and grow in their own divine timing. But if your timing isn't right now and you're trying to force it, what you're trying to do is say that our creator isn't perfect, that he didn't make you perfect, that your life wasn't planned perfect, that the universe isn't perfect. And it is, because it was planned by something ultra intelligent and ultra perfect, unconditional love that is so far greater than we can ever try to comprehend here in the third dimension, the third frequency. But we are moving into the fourth frequency, where we will start to comprehend that there is this great intelligence with this great plan for us that we already planned, that is in motion right now. So by you thinking, I'm tired today, but I'm going to force myself to the gym and force myself to eat this crap I don't want to eat, and I'm not going to enjoy my chocolate bar tonight, which brings me great pleasure. You know, by you saying that to yourself, you're forcing another plan that is not perfect in front of a perfect plan that is already in place. Okay? And then we wonder why we're upset and we're hurting when it doesn't work out. When we go to the gym, or we miss the gym and we feel like crap, or we end up eating something we don't want to eat, and then we eat the chocolate bar anyway, and then we feel disgusted with ourselves. Yeah, and then we don't drink the water, we then fall into a depression, and so now we eat 5 chocolate bars and we never go back to the gym, and we give up on spirituality altogether because it was just too difficult. Okay? This is the mess we get ourselves in. 2 weeks feeling great, 2 weeks feeling depressed, because we feel like that we can't control our spirituality, because guess what? There's only so much we can control, and that's how we wait and listen and react and respond to the greater plan. As soon as we forget there's a greater plan and we start trying to take control of every little bit of our life, it all falls apart. Now this takes patience, and this is where patience is a virtue comes in. Patience really is a virtue. I woke up this morning and I felt like I had to take control of my life. In a certain aspect, I felt like I wasn't bringing enough finances for my situation that I want it to grow. I want my financial situation to grow beyond what it is at the moment. And I felt like I wasn't taking enough steps to make this happen. So I started trying to look for work and force, and how can I make money with my car? How can I make extra income on top of the income I have already? How can I start making this extra income so I can start helping the world a bit more, start helping the homeless a bit more? I have this great vision to help the homeless, to be able to have pods, to have addresses, to get homeless in and out and onto their own feet. And it's going to take a lot of money to get going. And I'm trying to force this situation. And then a little voice in my head said, it's not up to you. Yeah, your ego wants this great plan to save the world, and it's a great feeling to want to help the homeless. I was homeless myself, so I have a deep, deep passion for the homeless. I know how hard it is. It really is. And the situations that lead you there aren't all drinking drugs, you know. There's lots, many. Mine was my housing situation, fell through, and there was no backup plan, and it was on one day I was in a flat, next day I was on the streets. It was that quick, with a pillow and a never been on the streets before. I was working a job, I was doing everything right. The person wanted to sell up. I had no say. Boom, out, there you go. Do you know what I mean? But anyway, so we all want to save, you know, we all have these great big plans, and we all want to try and force things to come along. But we have to remember that there is a greater plan at place, and it is in the hands. It is in the hands of, yes, us as co-creators. We shouldn't forget that. But we don't co-create by doing the human thing. By bang, 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 do this, do that, work 5 jobs. We don't co-create like that. We create a bloody mess like that. And we create health conditions like that. We create dis-ease, which leads to disease. Yeah? If you're putting yourself at dis-ease, you're going to create disease. You have to be at ease and go with the flow. Don't go against the grain. If life wants me to just sit here for today and maybe reflect, release this video to you guys so maybe we can reflect together and maybe learn something about just letting go of that control just a little bit and giving it back to the Creator. Just give it back to the Creator a little bit. And stop trying to think we're 100% in control, because yes, we have visions, but the best thing I can do right now is trust. Is to sit in my truth, be positive, and know that if I trust the Creator, magical things will happen. I have to just trust. Nothing else. Just keep breathing and not resisting. Stop resisting what's trying to come to us by trying to force things in front of it. Just breathe and don't resist. That's what I have to do today. And yes, that takes a lot of patience. So I hope this video has helped you. Please don't beat yourself up if you don't think where you are. You're exactly where you are. Spiritually, perfectly, in the eyes of all of us and our Creator. And I want to thank you for being down here on planet Earth with me and all of us at this great time of awakening. Please like and subscribe. It does help the channel grow. For now, much love. Take care. And goodbye.
There's not much to do when all I can is thinking about you. Not doing well, don't know where you are, 'cause you're not here. It's been way too long.